Leon Jennings here from Asian Persuasion MMA. I'm here with the one Atomweight Kickboxing World Champion, Janet Todd, and the one strawweight title contender, Jackie Buntan. Ladies, how are you?
Good.
I feel like I shouldn't talk. I knew this was going to come.
I was going to see if I could get you both together before you flew out to Singapore, Janet, but I guess we were a bit too slow. But thankfully, as ever, Zoom saves the day.
Yeah. I mean, I feel good, and I know Jackie feels good. We've been training together the last couple of days, even leading up to my flight to Singapore.
Right.
I want to say first, congratulations on both getting your wins at Fist of Fury. I guess that made the 17-hour flight back to California a little sweeter.
Oh, 100%.
Jackie, if we start with your performance first, I guess you were happy with your performance against Wonder Girl.
Yeah, definitely happy. I can't really complain much about anything about that performance.
Were you surprised she survived that first round knockdown? I mean, that was a brutal blow.
I mean, yeah, I mean, when I threw it, I wasn't really looking to knock her out. It was just muscle memory of everything we've been training. And when she fell to the floor, I was in shock myself.
I don't know if you saw, I think she suffered some fractures in the face from that blow, and then still somehow continued as well for the second, third round. So obviously she's a warrior.
Oh yeah, major kudos to her. She's a strong girl for sure.
Janet, how proud were you of Jackie's performance?
I don't know if proud can even describe how proud and excited I was. You know, I was definitely yelling from my room when that happened. But it's something that I always knew that Jackie had. So it was really, really cool to be able to, for the world to be able to see that. So obviously very proud.
I guess you're proud of your own performance as well against Uma Unico.
Yeah, I was happy with my performance. It took me, about a round to kind of figure out my distance and my rhythm a little bit. I think she made some adjustments that I had to be able to adjust to in the middle of the fight. So yeah, I knew it was going to be a good technical fight, and that's what happened.
Jackie, how inspiring is Janet for you? Obviously, your friends, your long-time training partners, you're training the champion. How inspiring is that for you?
Oh, super inspiring. I feel like I've told her this multiple times too. It's just like, that cheesy quote, you can't be what you can't see. And she's really paving the way for not only me, but, the future generation, future females, and opening so many windows in this sport. And I'm just extremely lucky to have her with me along the ride.
Before your fight with Wonder Girl, there was talk that the winner of that fight would fight for the inaugural strawweight Muay Thai title. Have you heard any more about that since your fight?
I think I read about it in an article, but that's about it.
So nothing confirmed there then?
No, nothing confirmed. But
definitely be one of the top contenders after that performance.
100%. And Janet, you're making a quick turnaround. You're competing on 1 on TNT, 2 against Anne Line Hogstad. I guess you're excited for that and the quick turnaround after not competing for a whole year, well, just over a year before your last fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a continuation of my previous camp and continuing to build on what I had before. So I like to keep the momentum going, and this was perfect.
What are your thoughts on her as an opponent?
She's very Muay Thai style. She's very good with her kicks, her counter kicks. She has good technique overall. Like I saw her fight with Alma. She can punch, knee, clinch. She has a little bit of everything. So I think it'll be a good fight. I always like to be able to challenge myself against technical fighters. So it'll be good. And
how exciting is it to compete in primetime US? Your family won't need to get up at silly o'clock to watch you fight at prime time.
I think my family appreciates it. And it's going to be, it's on my mom's birthday. So it's going to be a good birthday present for her.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I'm super excited for, the American fans to see what ONE Championship's about, and to be able to get more of a fan base out on the Western Hemisphere, because it's not as popular out there. So having that on primetime TV will be able to showcase not only the athlete, but the promotion and what the promotion brings. So yeah, I hope that this grows the ONE Championship fan base over there.
It should have. It's 4 stacked cars on prime time on TNT with some of the best fighters in the world. Obviously, just after that, we've got the women's Atomweight Grand Prix. Just want to get your 2 opinions on that. And is there anyone you have a sneaky feeling will win? Obviously, it's very competitive between the 8 ladies competing in it. Is that for you, Jackie? Or Janet?
Oh, is that for Jackie?
Oh, both of you, but yeah, after you, Janet.
Well, because I fought Stamp before, I'm rooting for her. And, I don't really know much about the ground game as much, but, my husband watches it and he's like, yeah, her ground game looks pretty good. So I'm rooting for her.
She really has taken to the ground game so well, like incredibly well. I mean, I think some of the most impressive performances have been in MMA, which is crazy considering her performances in Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd like to see her excel in MMA too. So yeah, I think that it'll be exciting to see how everybody does.
How about you, Jackie?
I mean, I would have to second that. I don't really watch MMA too much. I'm not familiar with, like Janet said, the ground game as well. But I would have to say Stamp as well out of all the girls. But it seems like all the girls in that roster have been up and coming and doing successful so far. So I'm sure they're all going to put on a good show.
You see Stamp take this crossover to MMA. Rod Tang's talked about it. Jonathan Haggerty's talked about it. Is that something you haven't thought about then? I guess if you're not watching too much MMA, it's not something you'll consider in the future?
No MMA for me. Just Muay Thai.
Right, so Jackie, we obviously don't know if you will be competing for a belt next. We hope you will. When ideally would you like to compete again next time?
Sooner the better, of course. Like Janet said, having the momentum going, especially after having a pretty much for me like a 1.5 year hiatus. The more fights, the better. I'd like to stay active. So hopefully in the near future, whenever they want to give it to me.
Not to brag about Jackie, but okay, she had this 1.5 year hiatus, then had her, pro debut at ONE Championship. She was supposed to have an actual professional bout debut 1.5 years ago, but that kind of fell through. So this was actually her professional debut. On top of that, it was her first time fighting in MMA gloves. So just that alone is really impressive if you think about it.
It's making me blush now.
It was an incredible performance, incredible debut. How has the feedback been, Jackie? Because from what I've heard, everyone was so impressed by your performance.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all been love and tremendous support from friends back at home, family back at home, and the cool parts, people I don't even know. But they've all been super supportive of me, have a bunch of new fans from all over, and can't ask for anything else. I think I proved to people I belong on that stage, so I like to continue doing that.
And Janet, we talked about it a little bit last time, though we actually cut it out, about the Muay Thai title and the champion at the moment is going to be a little bit indisposed for a little while as she's pregnant, Alicia Rodriguez. How does that affect you? Because obviously you're coming after that Muay Thai belt. Have you heard any more if ONE will maybe have an interim title? I guess with Angela Lee, they didn't strip her, but then it's a little bit different. She's a long-term champion. Alicia's competed once. But what are your thoughts there on that Muay Thai Atomweight situation?
As women athletes, things are a little bit different. If they're not stripping Angela Lee of the title because she's pregnant, they shouldn't do it for Alicia either. It's not fair at all. And plus can't help it when when you're gonna be pregnant, and man, that's a big feat in itself too. So, you know, I hope that maybe there's an interim belt that I can fight for, and then once, you know, Alicia's ready to get back in, then, you know, be able to challenge her for the title. I hope that's the direction we're going to go.
Yeah, because I think the Atomweight Grand Prix worked perfectly in MMA. I think in the Muay Thai, I think, like you say, it'd be better to have an interim champion. Maybe get you fighting for that.
Or a Grand Prix, that'd be cool.
Grand Prix, yeah.
There's enough fighters. So.
Either way, yeah. I mean, it's exciting times for the Atomweight. Well, I said it last time. The Super Series. There's a lot of killers there now. One other name I wanted to mention to you, Janet, is Nisa Mexon. Obviously, she's on one. Still hasn't made her debut yet. A lot of people are calling for that fight between the two of you. How would you like that matchup?
Yeah, I think that would be probably the next one.
Maybe
she came from Glory as a kickboxing champion, so it would make sense to have, you know, a kickboxing fight with her. She's definitely very strong technically, quick, has a lot of volume. I think it'd be a good challenging fight for me.
I think, yeah, we'd all love to see that. Well, exciting to see what happens in the Muay Thai Atomweight division moving forward. Last question for you, Jackie. How does Janet get it done on one on TNT against Anne Line Hogstad? Put you on the spot.
With her hand raised up, of course. I really believe in her skill set, and you know, we've been training for so long, and there's just different levels to the game, and I really believe Janet has every tool to keep her win streak, especially next week.
Oh, thank you, Jackie.
I tell you, you two are really putting boxing works on the map. You're putting American martial arts, Muay Thai and kickboxing on the map. Doing a fantastic job. Thanks for talking to us today. Good luck, Janet, in your fight.
Thank you. And can we give a shout out to our coach, Brian Popejoy?
Of course, Jackie Buntan.
Yes.
Developed us.
What a job
and we
he's
wouldn't
doing.
be here without him.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic
He's
job.
the man behind it all.
And we're creating a little bit of a rivalry now between Boxing Works and Fairtex.
Is there?
A little bit.
It's a friendly rivalry.
A friendly rivalry, of course, yeah. Well, ladies, well, thank you for today. Like I said, Janet, good luck. Jackie, can't wait to see you back inside that one circle. Hopefully speak to you both soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.